Good morning, Hero Wars fans. In this video, I'm going to explain how to select attack targets in Guild War. In the preliminary, Bronze, and Silver Leagues, 15 guild champions will launch a total of 30 attacks. The most important thing here is to determine if you can get a perfect score or not. Even if your guild is ranked first in your league, you won't be able to get a perfect score in every match against 5 other guilds in a week. This is because if 15 guild champions can win all 5 games in a week, they are strong enough to be promoted to a higher league. Now that you've decided not to go for the perfect score, it's important to figure out which bases to give up attacking. In the case of my guild, we decided not to attack some strongholds from the beginning unless we are much stronger than our opponents. Sometimes we remove the citadel as a target, sometimes we remove the spring of elements as a target. If our guild is likely to get a high score, we may temporarily exclude Mage Academy or Barracks from our attack targets and make sure that all other attacks are successful before going for the perfect score. The key idea here is to not set up everyone's opponents from the beginning. The idea is to start Guild War without setting attack targets for multiple players, and then modify the target scores as you see the battle situation. If you are unfamiliar with commanding Guild War, you will inevitably tend to set all 30 attack targets from the beginning. However, it is very unlikely that you will get a perfect score in Guild War, and it is quite possible that you will lose unexpectedly. In such cases, it is better to expect to destroy the enemy in 2 attacks from the beginning, instead of changing your attack targets at that point, which will result in higher scores. Let me tell you about an important concept. As you get used to commanding Guild War, you will notice that heroes and titans have different fighting styles. To be more specific, against heroes, you should build your attacks so that you can absolutely destroy them with one attack, while titans should be defeated with multiple attacks. In the case of a titan battle, even if the enemy is not defeated completely, it can usually be defeated if the person in charge of the back end makes a second attack. However, in the case of heroic battles, if you fail to defeat an enemy, the enemy's skills and strength may be restored to full, and the second attack is often more difficult than the first attack. This is very important, so I will repeat it to you. In a battle between heroes, you should definitely try to fight with combinations that can be defeated in one go. When I was new to commanding Guild War, I used to think of heroes and titans in exactly the same way and designate their attack targets. However, there was one day when I failed to destroy an enemy even after 4 attacks on a single hero. In titan battles, it is possible to reduce the enemy's strength, even with the strength difference of about 200,000 power, but in hero battles, there are many cases where even a strength difference of 100,000 power is completely unstoppable. So, if you are planning a strategy for Guild War, it is better to build your strategy so that you can defeat the enemy with a single attack in the hero battle, and defeat the enemy with multiple attacks in the titan battle, so that you can get a higher score in the end. Now, it's time for the video to end. If you've ever led an operation in Guild War, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching the video until the last part. I'll see you in my next video.
Thank you.